Hey everybody, Dave here. It is Friday. Happy Friday. We're in Bay 1. We're working on the silver truck, or the two-tone silver truck. We're getting ready, have to start early, for the September Advanced Design Nationals in Franklin, Indiana. The show where it all started. It's still the show where everything starts. The OG. So just a real quick 30-second commercial for that show, rocking one of the old t-shirts here, which happens to be one of my favorites. Go to Facebook. Go to the Advanced Design Nationals page. As with the SMN page, click on Featured. You'll see Tim Burns' truck come up. You'll tap on that, and it'll take you to the job form. You'll fill out your name, address, phone number, etc., truck, year, and then there's a lot of other stuff you can add. Your event registration this year is $20, but you can see there's an event t-shirt, there's an 80 Nation shirt in here, there's some hoodies, there's a vintage camper spot. Fill that all out, hit submit, and you're registered for the 80 Nationals. They do just like we do. They collect the money up there when you get there. So don't worry about grabbing the credit card and worry about refunds and stuff like that. They'll collect the money when you get there. Chevy's all fired up about something. But this is our annual thank you video. So let's just get right into it. There's so many people to thank. I'm going to kind of group them up so we're not here for all day long, hours and hours and hours. It takes a multitude of people to make our show move from Thursday to Saturday. We have all kinds of specialists, all kinds of teams built. Some move from one team to another. It's amazing just to watch it. Just amazing to watch it. So let's start out. Me and Sue sat on the couch the other day in the living room and kind of went through some lists. Chevy, what are you doing? Go lay down. Go lay down. I got to do my thing here. Yeah, as always, she wants to be on the video. She knows it's film day. Want to thank the parking team. OMG. You guys, Shell, Hyde, Paul, Millum up front, Chris, you guys were out there with your mud boots, Shay, Brandon, a bunch of you. Too many to mention. You donned a vest, and you were out there in the rain, in the mud. You woodstocked the show for us. What a memory I have forever of the dedication of all the volunteers that help, like I said, move our show from Thursday to Saturday. It brings a tear to my eye. First and foremost, thank you, parking team. You guys rock. I hope we can have the same team next year as we move forward into our new location. The Smoky Mountain National staff, as always, it's Stacy and Brian and Keith and Tawny and Cindy and John, Patrick and Jess, Russ Fox, Shay, Brandon, Rocky, Sam, Eric, and all the families, all the spouses, everybody. It makes up a large, large, large team. Without that team, day in and day out, our online presence, our social media presence, everything, they're a bunch of rock stars also. It's just, and it was great to recognize them and let you all see them. That's what makes the Smoky Mountain Nationals world go around. All our volunteers, Jeff and Charlene Taylor, Paul's wife, Anissa, Linda Spy that came down from Wisconsin to help us out, Michaela Bodinger, Eric, your daughter, she's helped us a couple times. She just jumps right in. Marty Brallman brought all the steaks and helped us just with anything and everything. And the list goes on and on and on. Just people that called and said, I want to help out. And boy, you did. And thank you for keeping those commitments. Our Wednesday Wild Bunch, this is going to be a regular thing. Our build team. Lots of people coming and going. Just special thanks to Jay and Keith for kind of wrangling up all the tents and getting that going. And it just, they showed up. Can you help me out? And there was a bunch of folks there. I just can't even remember all the folks that were there. But after the show on Saturday, I started getting messages and on Messenger and text and stuff. I want to be on the list for next year. So we expect that Wednesday Wild Bunch team, the build team, to double in size. It's going to be a massive undertaking. We're going to expect 400 to 500 trucks, and the volunteerism is at the highest level. And well, you'll see when we start showing some of these proceed videos. But anyways, thanks to all the people that turned out on Wednesday. Our venue sponsors, the Tally Ho Inn, once again donated all that land behind the hotel, and then all the land where we can park trailers. What a great experience. I want to thank their new manager, Scott. I'd worked with the new owner, Brett, and he hired Scott here recently to manage the Tally Ho, and boy, I can see why he hired him. He can put out fires, he can solve problems, very personable, maintain a great relationship with us. We look forward to continuing that relationship with the Tally Ho, even as we move to other locations around Townsend. Thank you, guys. The Oldham family, Houston Oldham, Kelly Harris, all the bunch at Peaceful Side Social. Once again, our Friday event, which is the peak of the week for us. The Crash Course Cruise is launched from there. They hire extra staff. They do so many things to help us. They understand that they donate all the efforts that they can there, hire more staff, that we're going to proceed a lot of money away. They don't do it to make money. They do it to help us with our charities. Thanks to them. The Abbey, wow. Steve Fillmore and his wife Janice own that. Their manager Dave Black, who just happened to be out of town during that week, but he had months prior had been working with us to find out where we can park extra people and work through the whole process and provide a sound system for us. And thank you, Steve, for filling in for Dave. Steve Fillmore and that family, all they do to help us hire extra staff and let us use that venue, and just donate all that because they know all the proceeds are going to charity. The Little River Railroad and Lumber Company, we had an early bird event there this year. What a huge success. We counted, in and out about 70 trucks in the rain. I want to thank Don Hedrick for coming down and giving us a little bit of history, a little bit of Townsend history, which is great, which I've lived here 35 years. I love this town. And to share that with you so you can kind of understand. I think it's great when you know the places you're going to. But anyways, want to thank them. I want to thank our from last year, our cruise coordinators, Mo and Lauren Dunn. They're out of South Carolina. I can't thank Mo enough. He's a behind the scenes kind of guy. He came to me and said, Dave, I want to help. I have this experience. I want to help coordinate your cruises. And Mo, we kept you busy. We're going to make it better and better and better. We're going to have, what we're going to increase is probably maps of the cruises, and to where, the more people we get, the more want to go on the cruise. So we're going to try to make it easier where you'll have maybe in-car maps and stuff like that, to where you're not going to get no truck left behind, right? We had a couple kind of sneak away and kind of go on their own cruises, and that's okay. We're going to get better. But Mo and Lauren Dunn, You guys are rock stars. They went on all the cruises before we were there, and then texted me back or called me back with all the important information that we needed to know before we got a couple hundred trucks in one particular location. Want to thank them. Very important behind the scenes. A lot of people are behind the scenes. The Heritage Tractor Club, Michael Sparks, has been with us right from the get-go. They've helped us when we didn't have any idea how to put on a show. The Tractor Club's been doing it up and down Townsend for several years. Michael offered anything in their enclosed trailer, the orange cones and the knowledge of doing it, and helped us with craft vendors the first couple years and populated our infield with tractors and engines. We're going to upgrade that again, moving to a new location. We hope to have more room. But I want to thank him for the barrel train. That's a brand new barrel train. It is always a big hit. It takes a lot to move all that to the showgrounds on Saturday and run it, but who doesn't love a good barrel train? Saw a lot of adults in it this year. We're going to expand that. We're a little limited to the dry ground this year, but next year it should continually make a loop around the event. Thank them. I want to thank the mayor, Don Prader, who has always come out and visited with our folks, addressed everybody and welcomed them to Townsend, explained a little bit about what we have here in our little Tuckaleechee Cove Valley, and also the mayor's pick. And he has a Blue Ribbon Award, and he goes around and he picked we'll get to that later. He picked a young man for his award this year. I want to thank Craig and the Southern Stobolt bunch once again choosing the Smoky Mountain Nationals to come back and have your annual jamboree. They honored us with taking a Craftsman toolkit and raising well over $400 that went to our local charities. Can't thank them enough. Not only do they come and bring trucks, AD trucks, they bring some other Stobolt stuff too. You saw Don King's AK there, and Jay brought a C10 and a few of them there. But now they're a part of the gang. They're helping us raise money for charity. Craig, you do an awesome job with that group. Hope to have a long relationship with you guys. Special shout outs. Steve McKenzie, our merchandise, the t-shirt guy. Steve, you've kept me on the right track. Once again, we didn't quite sell out. We anticipated what we needed for hats and shirts. Steve was the designer of the No Truck Left Behind, which was a big hit this year. We're going to add that to our shop shirt line, and there'll be more information coming up. That's how popular that was. There will be a No Truck Left Behind shop shirt next year, and probably a hat too, just to let you know. Flying W Awards up in Indianapolis. They do our Blue Ribbon Awards. They do such a great job. What a great bunch to work with. I want to thank, as always, outstanding achiever Brian Stannifer, who continues to communicate with me back and forth through the whole year. We're kicking around ideas, how to improve our shows, how to keep that connection going. Like I said, we're going to be up there again this year for the 10th annual. We're going into our 5th. They're going into our 10th. But without Brian Stannifer and the 80 Nationals, there would be no Smoky Mountain Nationals. Brian, you do a great job. Thank you for your friendship, first and foremost. Henry Panza, Mr. Panza. What a great guy. Jumps right in. He sponsors our truck number cards, shows up, helps us just with the content of the show, just by being there. Mike and Kim Drake. Wow. Just Mike shows up. What a great guy. Kim keeps him in line, obviously. They help bring product down to save shipping. They help with tech support. Mike and Kim, you guys do a great job. And most of you know that's where the B-52 came from. John Underwood. John, once again, we've been friends a couple years now, and thank you for helping us, Philip Thornton, Doug Moretz, and Chris and Deborah Pitts. We have 4 awesome used parts vendors that I literally trust with our people. If you're looking for pieces and parts for your build, you have a project that you no longer need, you have to find a good home for it. These are the people. Philip brought a lot of pieces and parts. They get over there and they kind of all work together to take that space and provide pieces and parts for the people that are coming looking for sheet metal or dashes or whatever. I can't thank them enough for being a part of the solution. Thank you guys, all of you. Philip and Christina, don't let me forget. Special shout out to TC Environmental, right here down the road in Townsend, Tennessee. I went to them back in the winter. We're going to get bigger, and we had 8 porta-johns this year. Of course, and the dumpster, and that'll be a special shout out. But they called me back and said, we don't want you to pay for a thing. We're going to donate all the porta-johns this year. For those of you who know what those things cost, they saved us all that money that we would normally pay them that we were able to give away this year. I can't thank them enough. They'll always be our friends. We picked up a dumpster, and I can tell you this. I just want to shout out to Keith Presnell and Keith Presnell Electric down in southern Alabama. Picked up the bill on that. I can't thank you enough for that. That show field, when we got there Sunday morning, that show field, other than a few candy wrappers that maybe had blown around, that show field was spotless. Everybody that helped pick up trash, go around and help us maybe clean the porta-johns out. Bruce was with me. I know Larry and Owen went, and there were so many people. Sue, and we'd grab the golf cart and go around and make some trash runs. It really, really helps, and it helps our relationship with the tally also. Jim Carter Truck, who's come on as a banner sponsor. We're just starting our relationship with them long term, but they sent some door prizes. LMC Truck, Tyler Reyes, sent 200 hats and koozies that I saw them all over the showgrounds on Saturday. That was awesome. Thanks, Tyler, for sending all that. TC Customs, Tim and Kathy up in Iowa. They couldn't make the show this year, but they sent down one of our grand prize door prizes, that big grill. I think Junior Warren won that, and I saw the grin on his face and I saw the pictures. What a deal. I want to thank Diggs Rod Shop. You guys, Cassidy went up and met Tim when he couldn't be here to bring that door prize down. I want to thank Dig, Craig. You guys have been a pleasure to work with. Oz's Discount Muffler sent several door prizes down. Larry, I want to thank you for your commitment to both the 80 Nationals and the Smoky Mountain Nationals. Special shout out. Our Blue Ribbon Awards. All those that won Blue Ribbon Awards, we put that in the hands of the sponsor and then let them go pick the truck. They do their own filming. They do their own thing there. And it's a very unique way to award our specialty awards. And so far, so good. It's working great. I'll collect all those, and we'll probably have a Blue Ribbon Award video in the weeks to come. I do want to thank 2 very important people that have helped us tremendously. All the moments all the memories that we capture officially on video and film. That credit goes to Dennis Shields, who has always covered our show, always produced that top 10 video almost within 24 hours. You can't, Dennis, I can't thank you enough. It just means a lot when you have somebody. What I like is you're an AD owner and you come to cover the show. Appreciate that. Appreciate that relationship more than anything. If I have questions, I'm working on this dude right here. Dennis is my tech guy, whether he knows it or not, whether he wants to be or not. Dennis, I appreciate what you do. This year officially, Fred Oldenberg was our photographer. Fred did a great job. Obviously, you saw the video he put out of the Friday cruise, which was awesome, by the way. I was totally in shock when he sent it to me. I just couldn't believe it. Wow. The stills, a lot of the stills you see on the group page banner are Fred's. And he covered the Darlington fall cruise for us. And he's doing a little bit of video. Some of you that were on the Friday cruise, he came up to, and I think he maybe stuck a magnetic GoPro, and he did a lot of filming, a lot of different angles. I couldn't do that. Our coverage would be terrible if I did it. Fred, you do a great job. He's an AD owner, and I'm starting to build a great relationship with Fred. I can't thank him enough for what he's doing for the Smoky Mountain Nationals. It's just awesome. Our top two are basically our first and second place at Best of Show. Again, our relationship with Ellis Fab. Chris with a K, Chris with a C, up in Canada. Thank you for sending that awesome plaque, the Best of Show, with the 80 truck in it, the LS 80 logo. Wow. Thank you again. They've been with us since day one, and can't thank them enough. Bear Brothers, the People's Choice, is on their second year. Can't thank Jonathan enough. They brought some trucks. They've always been with us. Jonathan Yates has been a big encourager, just to me, to continue the show in the fashion that it is, and showed up for everyone. They've been here all 5 years. Can't thank them enough. Those that ran the door prize tent, Terry O'Connor, local. Terry, thanks. I just asked him to help out a little bit on Friday, and I think he was still helping out on Saturday. Greg and Karen Williams, Tanya's Welch's parents, they stuck it out both days, and that collection there and displaying all the door prizes that came. Man, they worked through the rain, and they're 80 owners also. So is Terry. Thanks for helping out there. I know there were some other people too, and I saw some people coming and going, but I didn't get a chance to collect your names. Let's see what else we got. I think I know I'm going to miss some people, and I don't want the video to run long, but all the people that helped out in a little bit, all our food vendors that came, they did an awesome job. All the video channels, all the YouTube channels, all the people that were shooting videos and taking pictures, overwhelming. I just can't, all the drones in the air, taking all that footage. Wow. I always said this, the best way to cover an event like ours is just let everybody else cover it. You guys do a great job. I saw some great footage. I'm still seeing great footage. I heard some of the drones in the air. I saw some of that footage. That's awesome to see an event like ours, especially some of the cruises from the air. That's really real. I know Fred did a little bit of that, and it just, I always call this the backyard barbecue show, and I want to keep it that way. I love the fellowship feel of what we do and who we are. But boy, when you see that aerial footage and all the different people's perspective on our event, it really makes us look good. And I really do appreciate that. We're just tennis shoe and ball cap kind of show. And that's what I love about our show. But, you know, I want to thank my family. Sue helps me. You know, I tell her every day. She goes, "What are you going to do?" And I said, "I'm going to do something for the show." Tomorrow, she'll say, "What's your plans today?" I'm going to do something for the show. I do something for the show in our Smoky Mountain Nationals every day of the year. And it's just easier that way. I can think through the process and try to make sure we're coming out with a good product. You guys spend a lot of money to come here. I want to make sure you're going to have a good time. We're helping with accommodations and things for you to go and see and attractions and stuff. And that's what we do. It's just part of having an event. But Sue's been there every day. She helped out with the store this year. I know she had Linda in there, she had Cindy in there, and she had Charlene in there. And what a great, you know, they sold all our product and got it out. And we just have a few items left. That's coming soon, what we have left. Just a few things that I know you're going to want once you see them. A couple shirts in a couple sizes. And I think we have a couple hats left. Not much. But anyways, thanks to Sue. I want to thank my kids. You know, Papa just took off after I retired. A lot of you know the year we started the show was the year I retired. And Papa just took off in this Smoky Mountain Nationals direction. And they just kind of had to follow. and Patrick helps out, does a lot of things. Obviously, he has a truck now. The grandkids were there. You guys see my oldest grandson, Owen. He worked in the store a little bit and helped us, you know, pick up trash. He's 13 now. You guys have seen him grow up. Emmy was there. She worked in the store. She helped out. And then we got a special concert from our newest, Maylee Drew. And Maylee did her rendition of Wagon Wheel. Some of you have seen the video. And what a way to end the show. Nana Sue asked her and said, "Do you want to sing next year in front of everybody and close the show?" And she goes, "Yes, I do, Nana." So I guess that'll be a regular thing. So let me just thank one person in particular. I want to thank Jessica Lynhoke. Could not do what we do without her having the part that she has in our event. She handles all the jot form, all the Google Docs, all the registration, the pre-registration, the day registration. She does ballot counting. She heads up all that process of how we're going to do everything. That's behind the scenes, takes no credit for it, thinks it's easy to do, but through my eyes, I just can't imagine handling all of this. She's been in our family for a long time now. She's raising my grandkids. She takes care of my son at a very high level, her and her family and everybody that come out to be a part of this. Jessica, I can't thank you enough. I know me and you, we understand each other. And thank you for helping me, especially. Could not do this without you. I always feel comfortable that everything happening under your watchful eyes is done at the highest level. And it takes that stress off of me that I can go out and talk to the people. Thank you for what you do. I know we texted last night. And I know you're like, "Oh, that's no big deal," you know. But we did one of our proceed check giveaways last night, and I said, "Look what we're doing." She goes, "No, that's what you're doing." No, Jessica, it's what you're doing. Thank you for what you do. I want to thank everybody. If I would have mentioned the names, we've still been going on another hour, but everybody just in my notes here. If I miss somebody, thank you for what you're doing. And then I want to wrap up this proceed video from a few of the staff. Dave out.
Thank you for coming to the Smoky Mountain Nationals. See you in 2026.
Thank you for coming to this year's Smoky Mountain Nationals. We'll see y'all in 2026.
Thanks for attending the Smoky Mountain Nationals. We'll see you in 2026.
Thanks for attending the 2025 Smoky Mountain Nationals. We look forward to seeing you in 2026.
Thank you for coming to this year's Smoky Mountain Nationals. We'll see you in 2026.
Thank you for coming to this year's Smoky Mountain Nationals. See you in 2026.
Thank you for coming to this year's Smoky Mountain Nationals.
See you in 2026.
2026.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Thank you for coming to this year's Smoky Mountain Nationals.
We'll see you in 2026.
Dave out.